Hi, this video is going to show you how to do the SQL for Postgres. Let me minimize this. This is the assignment. I'm actually going to copy all of this. And what we'll do is we'll go to PG admin, which I've already got. I'm going to use Community Assist, a database that you don't have, but just to show examples of the SQL. I am going to right click on that and create, or actually not just create, just go down and get a new query tool. I'm going to start a block comment and paste all of this in, and we'll talk about how we do each of these kinds of things. Whoops. Okay, so this is a comment. This creates a block comment. So we want to list all of the tenants. So I'm going to just do select star from people, which is what I have here. And all your people are tenants, so that should be fine. And actually this is from person. Sorry. Sometimes this won't type for a minute when you've made a mistake. Alright, I'm going to do that. So it successfully returned all my persons. I have 132 rows. You won't have like that. There is one other thing. You may have to, I'm just going to put it as a note right up here. You may have to put the column and table names in double quotes. If you made your database from Lucidchart, so you might have to do this. Here it should work the same either way, and it does, but if you did it from Lucidchart, it seems to require that they be in double quotes. Alright, so if we wanted all the maintenance requests, it would be just the same kind of thing. Select star from maintenance. I'm going to do just select star from, let's do donations. And if you do that, it would give me all the donations. So these are just basic selects. In terms of which apartments are currently occupied, for that you would need a join between, let's just do this. I'm going to just say join apartment and lease. These two are a little bit hard. So we've got a few leases there. If we join apartment and lease, so I'm going to do select apartment. Well, it'd be a select apartment number, but I'm going to do select. Let's look at our tables. Do I have anything that resembles this? I'm going to just select person last name, person first name, and let's just do person I'm gonna link it with address. So it's person, address, street. And then we'll just do city. Okay, so all the fields, no matter what table they're in, and then I'm going to do an inner join with, first I'm going to do from address, from person. And then I will do the inner join person address. And I have to say how those two relate to each other. So I'm going to say on person dot person key equals person address dot person key. And then I am going to, oh, that actually will work. That's good enough. So it joins the two tables. It will bring me back all of the people and their addresses. Okay, and you would do that, but you would join apartment and lease. The next one is harder, and I will give you some lenience on that. I'm going to do, there's a thing here called grant type, and in grants. And we want to see what grant types have never been offered. So I'm going to select grant type, name, and then I'm going to do grant application dot grant type ID. I have to qualify it because it's what table I want it to be in. And I'm going to say from grant type. And instead of a inner join, I'm going to do a left outer join with grant application. And the way that they relate is on grant type dot grant type key, and that should be key. I used keys instead of IDs in all of this in this database. Equals grant application dot grant key. And I'm going to add one other thing where grant application dot grant type key is null. Okay, that means that it's empty, right? So when I do this, it will return grant application dot grant key. Oh, grant type key. All right, let's try it one more time. Did I not copy it all? Missing from clause entry for table grant application. Left outer join grant application. Oh, I spelled grant application wrong. There it goes, and it shows that two types of grants have never been asked for. So this one ideally would be left outer join apartment and lease. Okay, so that's the hardest one of all of these. I'm going to mark this. Okay, now this is a different kind of statement which we haven't really done before. Updates are for Updates are to change existing records. And they're actually very dangerous because you can make big mistakes with that. But I'm going to show you the basic in syntax. So up here we said that we wanted to update a maintenance request. I'm going to update in this one. I'm just going to change a person's email and maybe their last name. So I'm going to select star from person. This is just to look at it. I just want to look at person again. Okay, so we're going to do Linda Carroll because she's right at the top. So I am going to say that her last name was spelled wrong. So I'm going to say update person. So you say what table you're going to update. I am going to set person last name equals, and with single quotes, Carol, and we're going to change her email too. So I'm going to do a comma here, and then I'm going to say person email equals single quotes again, Linda Carol at gmail.com. Okay, now this is really important. I'm going to say where person key equals 2. It's really important because if you don't do the where clause, you will change everybody's name. You'll change everybody's last name and everybody's email. You have to specify which one you want to change. So I said this is one of the most dangerous statements in SQL. So I run it, and it updated 1, which is good. There's no undo, by the way, if you screw it up. Just a warning. So now when I select person, you'll see that, let's do select person. Her thing got moved. Where person key equals 2. So we'll just look at the one person. And you'll see it has 2 L's now, and the email was changed also. Okay. So that's an update. An update changes existing records. Then I asked you to do, all of the others are inserts. I said to insert a new tenant, right? And then we wanted to add is also insert a new lease. And then insert her first rent payment, right? So those are the last things. So I'll do a couple of inserts. I'll insert into person, and for person, so what we have is, let's look at the columns. I don't need to do person key because it's an auto number, but you might need to. Person last name, person first name, person email, person primary phone. I don't think I have to enter the date because I think it's default. If not, it'll give me an error. So it'll be values. And again, you have to enter things. So I'm going to say person last name. Let's do a Nelson. I don't know any Nelsons, but we'll do a Nelson. Tom. And then the email will be tom.nelson@msn.com. All right. And that should be single quotes, not double quotes. single quotes and double quotes are different. It won't work with and in the phone, which in my case is also a text, I'm just going to do 206.555.33 or 3233. Okay, so that's an insert into person. And I'm going to execute that. Nope, I have to do the date. Alright, so we just add that. Person date added. I think I can just do current date and just add that way. It doesn't like current date. I think let's take those parentheses off. And then it worked finally. Now we need to know this person's ID because I'm going to enter a donation from this person. So there's a couple of, the easiest way is just to look it up. So I'm just going to select star from person where person last name equals Nelson. Now there might be more than one, but let's see what we got. There's several of them, but we just did Tom Nelson, and the key is 134. So I'm going to do insert into donation, and donation, if we go up here, has a person key, donation amount, and donation date. The last part is automatically generated, I am sure of that. Values, and we'll do 134, our new person. Donation amount, let's just say $500. Numbers don't have to be quoted. Donation date, I'm going to do current date. And we'll run this statement. It says it was successful. And then we could look if we want. Select star from donation where person key equals 134. And there you see the donation is 68, the person is 138, $500, the current date, and the donation validation thing, which is a GUID. All right. So I will post these into the blog, and this is the SQL for Postgres.